Yo, what is going on, viewers of the tube? My name is Tyler, and welcome to the channel that serves you that crypto content fresh daily, whether it be a live stream or a video shot here in Miami. You know the drill, it's time for Chico Crypto. So I made a video a few weeks back making my own personal prediction that Bitcoin will be nearing 100K by December 2020. Some people commented that making a prediction like that was way too optimistic and full of moon boy hopium. So I decided to take it down a notch and make a video regarding Bitcoin just back to its old all-time high again of 20K, the top 5 reasons why it will happen, and a prediction of when. So the number one reason Bitcoin will hit 20K again is because the scarcity of Bitcoin is really starting to sink in. Just recently, the 85% mark has been passed for the total amount of Bitcoins mined. As of shooting this video, there were over 17,855,200 Bitcoin mined out of the 21 million, meaning less than 15% of the Bitcoin are left. The next halving date is 287 days away, which the block reward drops to 6.25 Bitcoin every block reward from 12.5. This goes on for another 4 years until the next halving in 2024. During this time, 9% of that 15% that is left will be mined. So after 2024, there will only be 6% left. Scarcity is going to ramp up quickly and abruptly, and many investors, retail and institutional, are starting to really realize this. The second reason Bitcoin will hit 20K again is because the demand and use of Bitcoin just keeps increasing. Reason number 2 ties in closely with reason number 1, as one has to do with a shrinking supply, and reason 2 indicates increasing demand. Lower supply and higher demand is economics 101, signaling increasing prices. The total number of Bitcoin transactions is exploding, getting ready to pass 500 million, when it took over 3 years from 2009 to 2012 to even pass 5 million. The growth is following the exponential J curve to a T. This increase in use can also be seen through the average number of transactions per day for each given year. There was an actual tiny dip in 2018 after the craziness of 2017, but through 2019 so far, it has picked up and surpassed 2017 by nearly 100,000 transactions per day on average. Also, the number of Bitcoin wallets has been following a similar pattern, going from under 8 million in the second quarter of 2016 to 40 million by the second quarter of this year. But now, why would increasing transactions and growth of wallets signal a jump to 20K here soon? Well, there is another chart we should be looking at. This includes an experimental metric used to gauge the quantity and quality of activity on the Bitcoin network. It's called the Transaction Amount to Achieve Addresses Ratio, or TAR. This takes Bitcoin's 24-hour adjusted transaction volume in USD and divides it by the number of active addresses to see how much each active address spends in transactions per day. This metric, when it hit its low in 2015, was able to signal the end of that bear market as the network quality and quantity started increasing, the TAR line in the gray. Now, once again, since the 2017 crash, TAR hit its bottom and has been increasing, possibly signaling that this latest price growth is sustainable as long as the network activity and TAR continue to rise, which it has. The third reason is because there is still a whole crapload of liquidity in shitcoins, which will eventually get transferred over to Bitcoin as the alts continue to get dominated by their big daddy. Bitcoin on the way up to 20K will be the one coin to rule them all, and alts will continue to suffer. I talked about this a while ago when Bitcoin dominance started to fall a bit. I said it was a fake out, and that looks to be true as Bitcoin dominance is starting to climb once again. There needs to be a fresh batch of newbies to buy up the altcoins, and where are they? There isn't many, even as Bitcoin has surpassed 10K again. Many of the altcoin bag holders are praying copies of their former self who bought in 2017 will appear out of nowhere and buy their bags of poop. Well, we won't see a fresh batch until BTC breaks its old all-time high again, and thus many of the shitcoins are going to bleed, which they need to do if they want to survive. The quicker they bleed and get Bitcoin back past 20K, the sooner they can see another alt season. I still hold my prediction that Bitcoin will control between 75% to 80% of the total market cap when 20K is reached again. This leads me into the fourth reason, which has to do with two altcoins competing to be the true Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV. Combined, they control nearly 7 billion, which if the forks didn't happen, would most likely be injected into Bitcoin. But they did happen, so they are around. But for how much longer? Well, if they stay proof of work, it might not be for long because the mining community is showing who they believe to be the true Bitcoin. This next chart just goes to show you how much of a healthier network Bitcoin is for miners. On July 31st, Bitcoin miners earned $540K in transaction fees, just one day. In the last 12 months, or 365 days, both Bitcoin SV and Bitcoin Cash miners have only earned $130K in transaction fees. Bitcoin miners are dominating the proof of work space, and both the SV and Cash chains are vulnerable to 51% attacks. Down the road, if they get attacked, these chains may need to move away from something that isn't proof of work, thus destroying any claim they have to the Bitcoin name, which when it happens will be very good news, boosting up the Bitcoin price. The final and fifth reason has to do with nothing fundamental based, but just what I'm seeing recently in the charts. Now you should know I'm not a TA-driven crypto investor. I don't use technical analysis and jump in and out of positions because the tax implications and that headache down the road is something I don't want to deal with. I just find the crypto I like and believe that has a future long term. Buy it with DCA and hold. I still look to the charts though because I want to be in tune with the markets and they can help give a glimpse into the future of the price movements. And in the short term, I'm starting to see a pattern which indicates upwards price movements here soon. I mean, just looking at the price chart since January, you see what has been going on the last month or so has happened before. The way the charts are moving is very similar to the run that happened in the middle of May, when Bitcoin was in the 7K to 9K range for about a month, before making its run to nearly 14K. I mean, if you took the price movements in the past month, shrunk it down a bit, and then put it over the price run that happened in May, the lines are very close to following each other. If you zoom into the price action from May 27th to June 14th, then compare it to the recent price movements in a similar time frame from July 15th to yesterday, August 3rd, the charts look extremely similar. Thus, a boom could be coming, and the last one took us from 8K to nearly 14K. What and when could the possible next one bring us to? Well, we will be looking into the crystal ball of Prophet Biz Anon from 4chan. Back in January, when Bitcoin was around just $3,600, the Prophet made this anonymous post with a smug anime picture, like they knew it would come true, saying the bottom was on December 15th, 2018, that we are in a bull market, and currently in the last 3 months of the accumulation stage. After that, we will slowly rise and rise, then we will boom. Screen cap this, which many did. April of 2019, 5,300, which if we look back to the charts was spot on. Next, which we just experienced, was the months of July, and they predicted 9,200. Bitcoin did hit above 1,300 in June, but it did come back down and has been hovering around that range for most of the month. The next prediction is 16,000 in October, and going into the new year in February of 2020, they predict 29,000. So according to Prophet Anon, sometime between October of this year and February of 2020, we will hit 20K again, which I fully agree with. I mean, just think about it, because that would be the perfect time to get everyone talking about BTC around the Christmas dinner table once again, resulting in a new batch of normies ready to buy up those shit coins. Cheers, viewers. I'll see you next time.